Well, cheers, hey, do buckaroos. How the heck are you? So you know me, I like to kind of play around on a classic cocktail. And so, and those of you that know me know my favorite cocktail is a Manhattan. So here's what I did here. I did a version of a Manhattan, kind of a cherry Manhattan, if you will. I had 2.5 ounces exactly left of the Cedar Ridge straight rye whiskey, 100 proof, bottled in bond. I had 2.5 ounces left, so I used it all. And I used 1 ounce of this Kirsch Fawcett cherry liqueur. And I used a half ounce of Dolan sweet vermouth and about 4 dashes. Oops, get that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. My prop isn't working. Again, at about 4 dashes. Yeah, why would you stand there? Of these cherry bitters that I just picked up, the Fee Brothers cherry bitters, anyways. So 2.5 ounces, 1 ounce of the cherry liqueur, half ounce of the sweet vermouth, and about 4 dashes of bitters. Served chilled or straight up, if you will. Mmm. Oh, that's gorgeous, man. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. I got just a little bit of this left, man. I probably got 1 or 2 drinks left. I bought this a little bit over a year ago because it was clearanced out. I'd never used it before, and it was only $2. I do wish I'd have bought another bottle, in all honesty, but then I'd have a full bottle that had been sitting there a year. Because I'd never used it before. I had no idea what it was for, so when I bought it, I had to look up recipes. And I had to invent recipes like I just did. Coming up with a cherry Manhattan. So anyway, and a friend had talked to me about an old fashioned that he had out that used cherry bitters. So it was very different because it used the cherry bitters. He never had them before. I said, well, I hadn't either. So as soon as I found some, oh, my light just went out. Now I'm sitting here in the dark with you. Sitting there in the dark, man. I just lost my light. Anyways, yeah, I'm in my garage, which is my pub area, but the flies were just getting a little intense, so I shut the door because it's not that warm out here at the moment, or not that warm, even with the door shut. So I said, okay, kind of got this fall thing happening, but I got no light. I'm sitting here with you in the dark. It's a dark pub. Yes, I mean, think of it as a 70s pub, right? It's dark, vinyl booths. You're following me? Dim lit lights, so you can't really tell how old the waitresses are. Go home with somebody, they're 21. You wake up with them, they're 35. Which is okay. I mean, I was a young guy. I didn't mind waking up with 35, in all honesty. Sometimes it was 40. Didn't mind that either. Good night is a good night. Besides, those older women could teach you stuff. anyways, I digress. Tommy just went too far. Yeah, it's kind of my thing. It's kind of my thing. I intentionally go too far most of the time. Cherry bitters, no. These are interesting, right? It's a different aromatic than your traditional Angostura. Certainly different than even an orange bitter. But I've been using black walnut bitters almost exclusively since February because I've just I'm just infatuated with them. Right? I love those the spicy the spiciness that it has, but mostly the aromatics are just insane. But this cherry really takes it to a different place. The the cherry Manhattan. Yeah, I have Dolan sweet vermouth. I use whatever one you like. Dolan isn't bottom of the line. It's not top of the line either. It's nice, kind of mid range for a working class guy like myself. The truth is, buy whatever you like, whatever you can afford. I try to avoid the Gallo, but you know those aren't horrible either. Again, it depends on what money you're working with, right? I do like the Dolo though. It's a little bit different, and again, I feel like it's better than the Gallo or the Martini and Rossi. Again, it's not the highest up the food chain, but it's good. Finished off this bottle of Cedar Ridge. It's a nice rye. I wish I could get it again. Unfortunately, I bought it because, well, it was clearanced out at 20 bucks a bottle. And I didn't want to spend money at the time because I was saving up for our anniversary trip. But I felt like I had to buy it once for 20 bucks a bottle, man. I felt like it had to be bought once. So anyway, I was glad I bought it. I wish, looking back, I wish I'd have bought it 2 bottles, but hell, you never know. I wanted to make sure I had enough money for our trip, you know. Because we had a lot of fun. It was a nice anniversary trip. We hit 5 wineries in 2 days. It was nice, yeah. Got all the driving, the better part of the driving out of the way the first day. The wineries that were the farthest out of the way, and when we got to our place that I'd rented, it was a little cottage area. There were 3 wineries like within 2.5 miles. One was this way, 2 were that way. So I mean, it was nice. It worked out rather nice. And I like, my wife has never been a drinker. She still doesn't drink a lot, but I like that she's enjoying the wine, right? She never gets to a drunk spot. She stays in a certain area, but she is enjoying doing the tastings, and that was a lot of fun. Oh, damn, the Manhattan. I do like an old fashioned, I do, but I gotta be honest with you, I will always go back to the Manhattan. It is my all time favorite cocktail because I don't find it as sweet as an old fashioned. Some folks don't like sweet vermouth, and I feel you. I really do. I'm not a big fan either. And I know folks that like to replace sweet vermouth with dry vermouth. And then old fashioned is basically the same drink when you're just, getting rid of the vermouth and adding a simple syrup. But sometimes I don't want to drink that sweet either, especially when we get into the fall. There's just something about a Manhattan. I don't know. Manhattan is just comforting to me. It's just a nice, comforting drink, man. Anyways, cheese biscuits and gravy. But so I had the Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. So I didn't have to use any PTO. I took the Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. I didn't have to use the PTO. I didn't have to lose any hours, right? So that worked out. But I had to power through this week because I was tired. Man, vacations take a lot out of you, right? Even if it's a weekend, and. So, but in all honesty, we weren't necessarily working it that hard, but we were kind of on the go about all the time. So we got home, kind of relaxed, and I went back to work. But I've got through the week again. So again, I thought about taking the Monday off, and I knew I'd have to work Friday, right? I didn't want to. I'd rather power through the week. So I've got through these 4 days. Now I've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday off again. So anyway, it's a win-win for everybody. That's a win-win, baby. So the wineries. What wineries did you go to, Tom? And which ones did you like? In all honesty, I liked all of them. I really couldn't tell you which ones I would prefer. It kind of depends on what you're looking for personally. The first winery we hit was Peaceful Bend in Steelville, Missouri. They're kind of still trying to recover from 2020. So they actually only had 2 wines on hand that they actually make there. And both were good. They were good. But what I didn't expect was what they also had beer. They only had 2, but they had 2. And he did say he's kind of new to home brewing or brewing in general. So they were only, they were small batch. And he only had 2, but they were good too. The food was good. We had their house-made hummus and tapenade that were both brilliant. Then we went to Belmont Winery rather, which we wanted to eat there, but they weren't. So the website said they open at 3. I just assumed the kitchen opened at 3, but the kitchen doesn't open until 5. So anyway, we didn't. We had the tasting and then we left because we wanted to eat, man. Because I wanted to eat there, man. The menu looked really good. But no, I'm telling you, the owner there was so hospitable, so incredible. We bought a couple bottles of wine. They also had some beer there, too. But it was very nice. Belmont, again, it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. So for my wife, she had the rosé and the sangria at a Peaceful Bend, and she liked the rosé okay, but she preferred the sangria. At Belmont, there was a few that she tried. She preferred the Concord. They had a few drier wines, which were more my speed, that I really enjoyed at Belmont, but I only bought one, which is the Frontenac, which was beautiful. Like I said, we wanted to eat there, but we didn't. So we went to another winery called Merrimack, where we had some coconut shrimp and some carnitas tacos, which were actually brilliant, man. It was good. I'm only bummed about because we were tired. It was a long end of the day. I didn't buy any wine there, so I was kind of bummed about that. But you know, shit happens. I'll go back up there. Anyway, the next day we had a Prairie Barn, which admittedly might be my personal favorite just because of the way it's set up. It felt like the most relaxed. We kind of just took it easy. Had some wine, had some sausage, had some cheese, had some crackers. It was just nice, man. And then we did the tasting back at St. James again, which was a lot of fun as well. As always, St. James, customer service. You know, it's funny. Sometimes larger wineries aren't as hospitable as smaller ones, or breweries are the same way. In all honesty, but I gotta tell you, St. James is. I mean, they must preach. They must preach customer service and training because their customer service is second to none. Anyway, I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, man. Oh man, that was good. The Cherry Manhattan. The Cherry Manhattan. Once again, 2.5 ounces. Why 2.5 ounces? Why not 2? Why not 3? Because I had 2.5 ounces left, man. I just decided to use the rest of it. 2.5 ounces of the Cedar Ridge Rye. About 4 dashes of bitters. I had my Kirsch Vasa, if you will. I did 1 ounce of the Kirsch Vasa, a ½ ounce of sweet vermouth. Again, just those amounts to your liking. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor wisdom man. All right, good guy. Cheers, guys.